Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Schlage number 36-079-037-612. This is a blocking ring is what it is. Not really a cylinder collar as much as it's just a blocking ring, just to fill in some space from the underside of the head to the face of the door or the trim, whatever you're installing it on. The 037 in the part number means its thickness, and it's 3/8 thick, they say. My caliper says it's 0.383. 0.383. Okay. The outside diameter, they've got it at 1.37. 1.373. 1.373 on the outside. The inside diameter, 1.16 inch on the inside. A very slight chamfer on the outside of that, I believe. I'm quite sure that there's a very slight chamfer on that. Let's take a closer look, literally. Yeah, I don't think it's intended to be chamfered. It looks like it's incredibly relieved at a very small amount. Now, there's a link below this video to a document called Technical Drawing and some other information. Before we get to that, the 36079 is just a blocking ring. Okay. There is the 36083 compression ring and spring. That's a different that's a different item. There is this blocking ring made available in different thicknesses and, of course, all of the finishes. 612 tells us that it's a satin bronze finish. Okay, bronze. It ought to be a bronze base material. A satin bronze finish with a lacquer applied. Now, let's switch to the screen view and take a look at that technical drawing and the table down below here as well. And this is indeed the item that we're looking at. And by the way, it weighs 0.04 pound, just to give you an idea of the weight. That technical drawing is here. That is a factory-provided document. Just gives a technical drawing of the item. The X dimension is the thickness of the ring, a rather generic document, I must say. There is also a link below this video to the cut sheet, which is this document showing the different blocking rings that they have. So this blocking ring is typically not used with the 36083. It's because it has a different diameter, different profile, and is used only as a blocking ring. So you could apply a blocking ring to the back of the 36083 compression ring and spring, which would be common in your typical mortise lock applications, and that's called a wave washer, by the way. And then applying the 36082 ought to have a different dimension. And there is a technical drawing. So .49, 1.485 outside dimension. Look at the technical drawing for the 36079. You'll see that it has a different outside dimension. Okay. So this is going to be smaller, and it's as a result not to be used. You can use it. It's just going to be a little too small to fit it underneath here. So the 082 is the one you use with the 083. If you needed to block that out even further. And when you order like full size or small format mortise cylinder housings, they're going to include the blocking ring, but it'll be an 082 blocking ring. Okay. Anyway, there's that cut sheet. That's there as well. Then we talked about the table that's down below, and this table is just going to allow you to review the different thicknesses of the blocking ring, okay, for your standard full-size IC cylinders. Doesn't have to be IC. It's just a blocking ring. Small format materials here as well. Some notes down below that we've already covered in detail about what to use and when to use it. Again, the link to the technical drawing. Okay, different finishes are also available in these products. Video reviews as they exist for these products will be in this column. Gives you a tip in terms of what size blocking ring you need based on door thickness, which is awfully handy. You know, if you're using a particular blocking ring application for a lock, they're giving you an idea of what they think the thickness of the ring should be. So if you went for an 1 3/4 door, an 1/8 of an inch blocking ring, and if you have up to a 2-inch door thickness, which is a 1/4 inch thicker, they want you to use a 1/4 inch ring, which is only which is only an 1/8 of an inch. But because you're only blocking on one side of the door or half of the door, it would be literally door thickness minus this should be half. Divided by 2 is the difference between these two dimensions. Whatever, doesn't, you just have to calculate it correctly, and that's the logic by which they're calculating this. So a very handy chart that's here as well. We keep it updated with other video reviews as they exist. Finally, there's a link below this video to and again, the blocking ring and finishes will be available in all of the common finishes. If you can buy a lock from Schlage in a finish, you'll be able to buy the accompanying blocking ring in the correct finish as well. The link to the manufacturer's page that's here, that's incredibly handy because it's where we place all of the resources for this manufacturer. So the important resources: service manuals, templates, cylinders and key blanks quick reference guide. That's a nice one. The full line catalog. Okay. Service manuals. Here's a Primus service manual. Here is an Everest service manual. For fun, here are some old archival catalogs. You want to see what Schlage's line looked like in 1972? Go ahead and fire it up. I have other catalogs, and they'll be added as we go along here, but right now I have an 82, a 79, a 72, and then the 59 wafer lock service manual. The wafer locks were a format of lock that existed for several decades, and I understand that they're still, I don't know if they're being manufactured by Schlage for export to Central America, but I understand Central America uses these wafer locks, and they are absolutely still in existence. I spoke to a locksmith client in Maine, and in his rental tourist sort of town greater area, wafer locks are on all of the rental properties that are there. My career in hardware started in 1990, and it was not uncommon for someone to walk in with an old wafer lock, but I haven't seen one of these in a long time, personally. But they do still exist, and that document is there for archival purposes, for fun and archival purposes, if nothing else. This will be the page where we keep all the important stuff. So catalogs, reference guides, templates, service manuals, etc. Let's finish up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, these blocking rings are sold in those different thicknesses. They're sold as each. This client happened to order 5, so there's 5 in this package that's here that I'm struggling with. There they go. The name Schlage is synonymous with very good quality locks. It was Walter Schlage, who was known, I think his moniker was the Lockman or the Lock Genius or something like that. In 1921, or thereabouts, patented a new design in locks where the cylinder was actually contained within the knob. The cylindrical lock is credited to him, where the cylinder is actually contained inside of the trim itself. And if you look at catalogs before that, like Corbin or Sargent or Yale, you don't see those. And I understand that the gentleman, Mr. Schlage, was incredibly brilliant. There are lots of patents to his name. He worked as an employee in the lock industry, and at night in his basement, basically worked on creating locks. Okay, emigrated, his family did, from Europe, Germany, I believe. I'm quite sure of it, actually. San Francisco, and Schlage had, done all their manufacturing in San Francisco for decades, and the story goes on and on. If you were to search Walter Schlage patents, Google Patents will show you lots of neat stuff. A lot of it a bit esoteric. I think, if you look up the patent history of a lot of people who have invented something that you are familiar with, you'll see that they had a lot of other patents on things that, I never thought that there was a need for that, okay? Or it was a patent for something that existed at that time, some sort of minor invention that you would need in 1921 to, help weave yarn mechanically, is not going to be an invention necessarily, or a patent necessarily that would be important in more modern society, I suppose. Anyway, if you have any questions on the Schlage 36-079 blocking ring or any other Schlage product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.